Okay, we've done quite a few problems. Let's do just a couple more. But before I do, I want to go back and put this into words. If I deposit $200 today and every month for 40 years, and I get an 8% return per year, I will have $703,056.24 in the bank. So you can see putting it into words makes it very simple for everybody to understand. So I strongly urge you to practice putting things into words. In my class, I make everybody put every answer into words so I don't just get a number. That way I understand that they know what's going on here. And you should practice this too, because no matter how good you get at this and how important the answer is to you and how correct it is, if other people don't understand it or believe it, then you're going to have difficulty using it in business. So it's very important to be able to communicate this clearly. Now let's do a couple more problems because we can do this in different ways. So the first one is we can use this return as a gauge of inflation. For example, if gas is $4 a gallon today, how much will it be in 10 years if the price rises at 3% per year? So this is easy. We do n equals 10, I equals 3. The present value is $4 a gallon. Payment 0. We calculate future value, and we end up with 5.37 or $5.37 a gallon. Now that doesn't sound horrible. It doesn't sound great, but it doesn't sound horrible at 3% per year. But are we sure it's 3%? And what if we go beyond 10 years? Some of you are much younger than I am, and so what you would do is calculate more than that to have some sort of idea of what's going on. So I created this little problems here. What if gas were $4 today and inflation was 5%? What if gas was $4 a day and it was at 3%, but it was 20 years or 30 years longer? Or what if it was 30 years and prices rise at 5%? You could all do this math very quickly. The minute you get used to using the financial calculator, this would be a very simple problem to do. You could even have races. I have races sometimes in my class, so you can come up with the correct answer fastest. So it's very easy to do. What you will find, and especially inflation, is you have to take with a grain of salt, is obviously 30 years the prices are going to be much higher. If you just go back 30 years, prices were much, much less. So when you start thinking about inflation, you go, oh gosh, everything will be so expensive. Well, just to make yourself feel better, take your paycheck and multiply it forward at 3% or at 5% and see how well you'll be doing then. Everything moves up at 3%, you're still got the same purchasing power. So that's one way to look at it. One other problem I want to just set up so we could talk about this a little bit is we've been looking so far at calculating the future value. Let's turn it around. If you need $100 for every year for the next 4 years, how much do you have to deposit today if you can get a 10% return? Now this is a different problem, right? We're not looking for future value. I need this money today. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for future value. So when we set that up, we just do it the other way around. We do n equals 4 and I equals 10%. That should be obvious that those are easy. The payment, we're going to do this every year for the next 4 years. That's $100. And the future value is 0 because we're going to withdraw all the money by the end of the 4 years. And so we just do present value and calculate it. So we do that number, we calculate the answer, and then of course we put it into words. So if I deposit $316.98 today and I get a 10% return, I can withdraw $100 per year for 4 years until the money runs out. That should be a very straightforward way to explain it to somebody. It's a very straightforward calculation in a calculator, or you can use a spreadsheet. Spreadsheets we will get into, and you will absolutely get into before the end of the course. But either way, it's a very simple calculation. Just a little bit of practice. You just have to practice, and you'll be able to do these math problems very easily. All the equations are in the calculator. You're just really looking for 4 of the 5 variables, and boom, you'll get the 5th. So that's a bunch of problems to look at. There's a little bit more. Let's keep going.